We'll do a simple geometry problem, but it will take a long time to do it, and we're going to handle a very important formula. This question was asked in the 2017 JEE main, and this can potentially consume a lot of your time if you're not quick on your feet. So let us see what are the tricks used in this problem. So let k be an integer such that the triangle with vertices k minus 3k, 5k and k minus 2 has area 28 square units. Then the orthocenter of this triangle is at the point. So first, a few things. What is the orthocenter? That is something that you need to be very clear on. We'll get to that. But the first thing that has been given is that if there are three vertices given and it has area 28 square units, why? So without finding the coordinates of the triangle, you cannot even go about finding the orthocenter. But there are a lot of tricks in this. So we could use traditional formulas to figure out the area, but here is another trick we are going to learn which will be faster to do. So let us see what this is. So the area of a triangle can, with respect to the coordinates, can be written as follows. It's the modulus of half times the determinant of k minus 3k1, 5k1 minus k21. And this is given as 28. How did we even arrive at this? So this is the different way of looking at it. So to find the area of a triangle, the trick is form a 3 by 3 determinant where the first column you put all the x coordinates of the three vertices, and in the second column you put the y coordinates, and in the last column you put all ones. And then you take half of that. After you find the determinant, you take half of that, and the modulus of that will be the area. So if you know this trick now you can very quickly solve for it, and you're going to get it as k into k minus 2 minus 3k becomes plus 3k the second term, and that is 5 minus or minus k, 5 plus k plus 1 times 10 plus k square, right? So, and this is since it's modulus, it's plus or minus 56. So we're going to expand it very quickly, and we're going to come up with the quadratic. And here is where you have to try all the use cases, and you should try by using minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac. You have to be very fast and accurate when you're doing this, because you don't want to be wasting time and taking up 15-20 minutes of this. So the other trick here is to confuse you guys is, see, the minute you see a negative square root on the right side, you have to stop doing anything more than that. You just stop. So there's a lot of these skills also being tested here. The other thing that is given is the observation skill. It said let k be an integer. So if there are anything of decimals, fractions, just avoid it. So right away, so k equal to 2, because you still have a long way to go. So once that is given, then now what is the orthocenter? Orthocenter is where the altitudes meet. Fine. So now we have figured out k. We now put the coordinates in. So we got to figure out where these things meet. And again, observation. Look at the x coordinate of two things. So one of the things you could do is that you see that once k has been given as 2, you see that now point B and point C have the same y coordinate. That means that you immediately know that slope of BC is 0. Why is that important? How do we go about finding the orthocenter? Let us take a step back. The orthocenter is where AD and BE meet, and they are perpendicular, right? AD and BE are perpendicular to BC and AC respectively. So where those two lines meet is where the orthocenter. So if we know the two equations of the two lines, then we can figure out the intersection point, right? We all know that. We know given two equations, we can solve for x and y, and we're going to get an intersection point, and that's the goal here. So we need to figure out AD and BE. How do you figure out AD? If we know a point in AD, which we know, A we know. So if you know the slope of AD, we will with the slope and the point, we can find the equation of AD. The same thing for BE. If we know the slope of BE, we know B, so we can figure out the equation. Now we know the two equations, so we can find the intersection. So that's the direction we're going to take. How do we find out the slope of AD? Slope of AD is perpendicular to BC, and there are 2 points given. So very quickly, you see that B's y coordinate and C's y coordinate are the same, which means that BC slope is 0. If BC slope is 0, then right away you know that AD is a line parallel to the y-axis. How far is it? Because there is a point A which is 2, this is going to be x equal to 2. So a lot of things going on here, and so we had to be very quick on our feet. We had to draw the diagram and move fast. So slope of BC is m equal to 0, and slope of BC is m equal to 0. Slope of AC, so slope of BC, so we're going to get to that, but slope of AC equal to -2, because you can figure that out. 2 minus or minus 6, 8 by minus 4, which is -2. Since slope is 0, equation of AD is x equal to 2. I just explained how that was. Basically, that when BC is 0, the perpendicular line is infinite. That means that it's parallel to the y-axis, right? How far is it from the parallel to the y-axis? It is any points x coordinate, right? That means that it is x equal to 2, right? So that is the equation of that line. So once you know that, now you know the slope of AC, which is -2. What does that mean? That means that the slope of BE is half, and we have a point B, 5, 2. So we're going to solve for it, y equal to mx plus c. So we're going to do that. So once you do that, you're going to come to the equation there, x minus 2. And now this intersects x equal to 2. So substitute 2, and you're going to get with 2y minus 1. So y equal to half. See, the other thing you can also very quickly eliminate is that it is x equal to 2. So x is clearly 2 because the orthocenter is a line parallel to y-axis, and it is lying on AD. So all x coordinates in AD are going to have x equal to 2. So that clearly eliminates two things, which is B and D are eliminated. The choices B and D. So that gives us options A and C. So now it is a question of what is the y coordinate. Is it half or minus half? So for that we solved for it. We got y equal to half, and hence we figure out that the orthocenter is 2 comma half, and the option that is given is option A. So in this question, a lot of things to do. So quickly solving for K, then figuring out the coordinates, and then going and figuring out the orthocenter. So such tough problems do come once in a while. A few of those are going to be tough problems, and you have to decide during the exam whether to handle it then, and you have to keep an eye on the time, because this can easily take up 15 to 30 minutes of your time, and it might not be worth it. Rather skip it and keep moving to easier problems.